Good evening, everyone. We are Team Insource, and my name is Henry.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Anna. My name is Ron.
My name is Dennis.
My name is Con.
I'd like to begin by introducing our sponsor and explain what the business is and how it operates. The business we're working with is called First Defense, located in Herndon, Virginia. It's a fairly new business that started 2 years ago. The owner is Nick Mossy. First Defense is a martial arts studio that teaches Krav Maga, which is non-competitive martial arts that uses self-defense techniques, such as someone pointing a gun or a knife at you. Krav Maga originated in Israel and is made up of a different variety of martial arts, like kickboxing, Muay Thai, and karate. I'll now show you a video demonstration on one of the self-defense techniques that they have. Here we have a victim defending himself by getting out of a headlock position. Now that we know what Krav Maga is, I'm going to go over some of the basic business information. The primary mission of First Defense is to provide affordable self-defense training courses. They offer a different level of classes from beginner to advanced classes. They also provide private lessons on the side and sell merchandise such as training equipment and t-shirts. Right now, they approximately have 120 students and 4 full-time instructors, including the owner, Nick. In order for these students to attend these classes, they have to have a membership contract or a class pass. Students that have a membership contract can attend these classes, can attend an unlimited number of sessions until the contract period is over. Students that buy a class pass pay a flat rate for a limited number of sessions. As you can see here, they have a 12, 3, and 1 month membership contract and a 10, 5 class pass. The prices of these offers goes down as they sign up for more class passes for a longer contract term. Out of all these offers, we found out that the 12-month membership contract is by far the most popular and that it makes up the majority of the revenue. We found out that 75 out of the 120 students are enlisted on a 12-month membership. I'd now like to pass it on to Jeff, who will talk about the financials of the business.
Thank you, Henry. Now that we've established the basics of what this business does, we're going to take you through some numbers and show you where they currently stand financially. Since the key to really understanding any business is figuring out where their money comes from and where that money goes, one of the first things we did was perform an in-depth analysis of the revenue, expenses, and membership records for the past 2 years. That analysis provided us with a great deal of useful information, more than we can realistically cover tonight. But here are a few of the key points that we took away from it. 99% of the revenue is generated from membership and private lesson fees. The remaining 1% is generated by merchandise sales and other miscellaneous income. Now, this kind of breakdown is to be expected given their business model. However, it made it clear to us that any effort by our team to increase their overall revenue really needs to be focused on increasing their membership enrollment rather than any peripheral source of income. Another really critical piece of information that we came across in our analysis is that, as you can see here in the graph on the left, their total expenses right now are extremely high relative to their total revenue, eating up more than 96% of their income and leaving them with an extremely small profit margin. Furthermore, the vast majority of these expenses are fixed costs that can't easily be reduced, such as the rent on their building and utilities. Now, the reason why their fixed costs are so high is because they're paying for the capacity to handle roughly 200 students, but they only have 120 enrolled. As you can see here in the graph on the right, that leaves them with a lot of unused, expensive capacity that they're paying for. And that utilization gap is a significant drain on their financial resources. One final piece of valuable information that we got from our analysis is that their marginal costs associated with new students are very low. By that I mean, anytime they take on an additional student, the additional costs they incur from bringing on that student are very low relative to the additional revenue generated by having that new student. As a result, new students generate very high marginal revenue for the business. For example, one new student under the 12-month membership plan that Henry mentioned earlier brings in roughly $1,400 in revenue for the business annually, while only increasing their expenses by roughly $300. This leaves them with an extra $1,100 money in the bank every year that this additional student stays with them. And since they're already at the point where they've got all of their baseline costs covered, all of this is just pure profit unless they choose to reinvest it. So here's what this all boils down to. They've got a razor-thin profit margin. One major unexpected cost or loss of students could cause serious problems for this business. They've got very high fixed costs relative to their overall revenue, as I mentioned earlier, and lots of unused capacity that they're paying for. They need more students and more revenue, and they need it now. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Khan, who will discuss where the business goes from here.
Thank you, Jeff. So as we've just been informed, the ASIC situation is not in good condition. They are paying for the capacity to handle 200 students, but they only have 120 students. So our goal is to get them an additional 25 students under the 12-month membership program. This graph here shows their current utilization, and this is the utilization, our goal's utilization. Now, more than just closing the utilization gap, this extra income would make a significant impact for their overall profit margin. As shown in this graph here, the column on the left depicts their current revenue today, and the column on the right shows the projected revenue with the additional 25 students. Now, we'd like to point out that this extra income is what would look like with if it went straight to the bank instead of them reinvesting. Now, we know that in reality, the business will most likely reinvest that extra income, and so the final picture will actually look different. Okay, so our objective is to increase the student enrollment and increase the overall revenue with minimal increases to the expenses. And let's quickly look at their current recruitment. Right now, they mainly recruit through the internet. Our sponsor uses Google AdWords to help advertise his business. In addition to teaching at his main studio, he also offers an intro to Krav Maga at Mason. And furthermore, some other ways that he recruits is through flyers, events, and word of mouth. Now, we learned that there's a higher retention rate for students that found him through the internet than students that were referred. So we know that the business is currently operating at half capacity, what the recruiting strategies are, and that the students are the primary source of generating income. So we're going to get them more students. However, due to the nature of the business challenge, no one solution will do. So we're going to approach it from as many angles as possible with a diverse approach, targeting a number of different demographics and exploiting available resources. We have two major proposed solutions. One is the search engine optimization and a high school program one. In addition to that, we have a few supplementary solutions which have all been presented to our sponsors, and they were very well received. And with that, I'd like to hand it off to Anna to discuss the first solution.
Thank you, Con. Our first major solution focuses on the source of the highest retention rate, which is our website. To help direct potential students to his website, our sponsor relies on a service called Google AdWords. AdWords determines where each website falls within the search results based on their ad rank, which is calculated by multiplying two factors. The first being the cost per click, which is the maximum amount one is willing to pay for someone to click on their website using a particular keyword. The second being that keyword's quality score, which is derived from a variety of factors that's shown here. The quality score is very important in this equation because having a higher quality score lowers the cost per click. When analyzing our sponsor's AdWords account, we found that many of the keywords he uses have low quality scores. Because of this, he has to pay a higher amount to get to the ad rank that he wants. For example, the keyword real self-defense has a quality score of 3 out of 10. This low quality score drives the average cost per click up to $5. It's keywords like this that increase his advertising expenses. We wanted to increase the quality scores for these keywords as well as decrease his expenses. So we did some research and found that we could accomplish this through some search engine optimization techniques. First, we found that having a sitemap helps search engines find relevant content on the website. Currently, our sponsor does not have a sitemap in place. Second, we want to organize the website's content by adding additional information so that the keywords are more relevant, as well as delete duplicate data so it'd be easier for visitors and search engine crawlers to find. Next, we want to organize the keywords he uses on AdWords into related groups as well as focus on less competitive keywords because there's less competition for the top ranking. Lastly, we want to submit the website to major directories such as Yahoo Directory and the Open Directory so we could better establish the website as well as build the link's popularity. And by implementing these techniques, we'll be able to increase the quality scores, lower the cost per click, and decrease the overall expenses. And with that, I'll hand it over to Dennis, who will talk about our second solution.
Thank you, Anna. Our second major solution is a special program targeting high school students intended to stop bullying. We came up with this program in an effort to focus our solutions based on the needs of the business as a whole rather than just their IT solution. We wanted to find a large market of people who really need a service that our sponsor can provide. We believe that current anti-bullying programs are insufficient to deal with the challenges that students are facing. Often they are paper on a corkboard or phone numbers on a guidance counselor's office. This is a great way for the business to help the community, to get the word out about First Defense, and also improve mindsets about Krav Maga. As Henry mentioned earlier, Krav Maga is primarily a defensive martial art, and that parallels with our goal of helping students defend themselves without promoting violence as a solution. The program itself will be a series of classes specially tailored for high school students, designed to help stop bullying. Excuse me. If we could get the support of high school administration, then our sponsor is even open to doing free classes on basic self-defense techniques in target area high schools once a semester. This has the added benefit of a massive amount of exposure to potential customers, as well as the potential of picking up an enormous amount of contact information. In order to gauge if high school students would be interested in this, we decided to hand out surveys. The findings of these surveys were that there was interest in Krav Maga. They were interested in taking a trial class. They had transportation after school. They did not have a lot of after-school activities, and they were willing to travel for these classes. Furthermore, we also found that most students felt like it would help them with their time management, and they would also come back between breaks during and after college. With such promising survey results, we feel like this high school anti-bullying program has the potential to generate a significant number of new customers, as well as the positive word-of-mouth advertising that it will generate from this service to the community. Now I'm going to hand off to Mai, who's going to talk about our supplementary solutions.
Thank you, Beth. In addition to the two major solutions we just went over, we have a number of other supplementary solutions as well. We want to target this problem from as many areas as possible. Here are a few of the solutions. The first solution is to target college students mainly because their schedule is flexible and it's easier for them to commute versus high school students. The second solution is free trial period for the first 2 weeks of a session. This way you draw in more people who are not sure if they like it or not. The third solution is corporate partnership by contacting businesses around the area and offer them a group package. Next idea is bring more scenario demonstration, filming and posting it online. Another idea is bring a friend on open house night. This will encourage students to invite friends and family in addition to getting a referral discount. Next solution is to target safe reading and battle women's shelter, followed on military, law enforcement, and security personnel. Another idea is to pass out flyers for mass advertising. Since this is a low-cost way to bring in more potential students. And lastly is to use the studio for fitness classes during downtime. This way is making efficient use of the space he's paying for. With that said, I'm here back to Jeff to comment on something.
Thank you, Maya. So you've just seen a number of our stronger solutions for helping this business bring additional students and revenue. As Khan mentioned earlier, we've been over all of these solutions in detail with our sponsor, the owner of the business, Nick Mossy. He was very enthusiastic about them, and we have his full support moving forward into the implementation phase of this project. Now, just to recap, this is a cash-poor business with a razor-thin profit margin. They've got very high expenses right now relative to the revenue, and a significant amount of expensive unused capacity that they're paying for. One wrong turn could really spell disaster for this business. But there's also great opportunities for growth. By focusing on the needs of the overall business and applying our IT skills where it makes sense to, we can get this business what it needs: more students, more revenue, and a healthier profit margin. Thank you.